All right, welcome to another episode of this unnamed, I'm going to say interview series because it's not even really a podcast. But today I have Jet Black.
Yeah.
Man, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I can't complain.
That's good. Let's start off with...
I'm going to turn that off. Sorry.
That took away the jitters, though.
That's good. I want to just keep it in.
Yep.
So where are you from, Jet Black?
Man, I'm from Lakewood, Washington, the 253, the West Coast.
Can you tell me a little bit about, like, what Lakewood is like?
Look, man, Lakewood is fun. It's hood. At the same time, it's grimy, and it could be a scary place sometimes. But, that's my home. I got it tatted on me, and that's where all my people are. My family, little brother, my mom, stepdad, all my closest people.
So can you give us a little bit on what Jet Black was like before he got that name, when he was just a kid in Lakewood, Washington? What did every day look like for you?
Jet Black, when Jet Black was Christopher, kicking it with the homies. There was no main objective. We was just smoking and kicking it, just talking shit, hooping. That was probably our main thing, but it was just a lot of just bullshitting around with friends when shit just didn't really matter in life, no responsibilities and shit.
So when you say hooping, is that something you took seriously? Like, did you ever play in school or?
Yeah, man. I took hooping very seriously. I went to Western Kentucky University, dropped out, dumb decision, but I feel like basketball was the main thing, trying to keep not just me but all my peers out of trouble. That was like our main thing, where we all thought we was going to the NBA or going to a Division I school for real. There was nothing you could tell us. Shit, matter of fact, most of the friends I got a lot of friends playing overseas, or I got some friends who's actually in the NBA right now. Mm-hmm.
So where did that take you? Like, after you left school, what was the next step?
Shit, man. I feel like after school, I thought I was like just a Vine famous kid. So I'm getting into entertainment now more, social media and shit like that. Anything in entertainment that pertains to like acting, modeling, skits and all that stuff. And I guess that area drove to who Jet is now.
What did you get from like I'm assuming that, you had a viral moment on Vine. Was it that kind of like solidified, okay, I can start taking this more serious, or maybe I could do something?
Yeah, most definitely. It made me, that was the dumb decision right there. When you go viral and you think you about to be making all the money and you think you about to be like some big time star, it could happen for some, but I just got too big headed. At the time you get like 1,000 views or even like anything like that, you think you really the shit. And that was before 1,000 views was even a lot. And shit started going up, and I had my first award star moment with a video I made about cheating, and from there the shit just started going up, and I dropped out of college because I was like, man, I'm about to be motherfucking rich and famous entertainment star.
Mm-hmm. So how did you go about like putting yourself out there to the point where you could find representation and like an agent? Like how did that come about?
So that was like that was me sitting down and really emailing every single agency out there in the United States and in Europe. I didn't really be too stern on, all right, I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I got to really find somebody to help me, to invest in me, to think that this guy can really go far and teach me some things. So I just started submitting to all types of talent agencies, modeling agencies, like just anything I can get my hands on. And I got a couple replies, and it led to me getting my first agent and doing my first jobs of acting wise and modeling wise, which was something I wasn't even expecting to do, so that's cool.
So it's good to hear that, because I know a lot of people who are kind of waiting to be discovered, but to hear that you were submitting and like actively looking for your own agent and your own next step, that's good. I think more people need to know that that's probably how you should go about it. instead of just waiting to be discovered.
It won't happen. It won't. You're gonna sit around waiting for something to happen. It will not happen. I was real just stern on that. It ain't gonna work.
So if we fast forward to like when you have an agent and you're starting to do these jobs, what was it like kind of figuring out what the reality of a model that's just now starting? How does that reality differ from the expectations you had like going into it?
Man, to be honest, I thought right when you get signed for anything, whether you a rapper, you model, actor, right when you get signed that the shit's about to just start going up. You made it. You didn't make it. You still probably at the bottom of the motherfucking barrel because there's people who's been doing this who is really just skyrocketing and you seeing them, and now you can never let that discourage you or anything. When you first get signed, they're kind of just feeling you out, really. They're trying to see what you can do. Is this, you're an investment. They're more just like, is this investment going to work for our business? And if a month goes by and you ain't booking no jobs, they going to drop your ass. It will happen. So I got lucky. I feel like first getting signed, I did my first audition and I landed the shit, but even doing that, I didn't get paid. You know, you're not gonna be getting this big money right off the rip. It's not gonna happen. More than likely, you might not get that first bag because there's stuff you gotta pay for the agency. You know what I mean? People don't get it twisted. This shit ain't free. Nothing's free. You're gonna be paying bucks for a lot of certain things, even just being on the agency's website. You know what I mean? So I first started off thinking I was gonna get bread right off the rip, and it don't happen like that. It don't. It takes time.
So, as a sign model, where do you go from Lakewood? Like, what's next? What happens after that happens and you're ready to leave Lakewood?
Man, it wasn't hard. I lost a couple friends, and you know, some situations happened. There was just too. I felt like Lakewood is going down a hole that I don't want to be in. You know, everybody's been in any hoods they grew up in or any situation. They're just like, oh, this ain't for me. I got to do better for my life. So it was real easy to make the transition to, oh, now we back in New York and we in LA, or we traveling, trying to do this model thing, entertainment thing. And it wasn't hard. You get homesick. You miss all your friends and all those memories. But in real deal, what you're doing now is better than anything happening back then.
So what city do you go to, like, after Lakewood?
Shit.
What happens next?
Right after Lakewood, I went to LA, and that was my first booking. And then I started transitioning, going to New York for Fashion Week and, you know, stuff like that. So that was cool. And it's a whole new world, you know, being from a small town. It's way different.
What scene do you like better, like the New York modeling scene or LA's?
LA. Because, you know, I tell y'all right now, people, you know, everybody want to model. You know, there was a chain reaction to all my friends starting to model and shit because they started seeing me doing stuff. There ain't no money in New York. I'm going to tell you that right now. There might not be, unless you're booking some big campaigns, there ain't no money out there. It's more for show. You're going to do some Fashion Week shows, and you're going to do a couple shows here and there. Maybe you might do a booking here and there, but it ain't going to be like that commercial money. Fashion is to get attention to the agencies to get signed. As far as commercial is for the bread. You come to LA, you're going to make bread. You're going to get a Target commercial. You're going to get an e-com job that's just online or just on websites, but it's paying you like $3,000 for the day. You know what I mean? It goes up. So
from when I met you, you were working on a few films. Can you talk about the transition from modeling and then into wanting to make films?
Yeah, man. Modeling was, like I said, I didn't even mean for that to happen. You know, I was just submitting to agencies and just taking whatever I could get. But acting, I feel like, is something that I've always loved. And filmmaking came from me not getting booked for the acting roles that I wanted. So you got people rebooting Friday and rebooting The Wood and rebooting, I guess, all these new shows, rebooting all these old shows that I used to love and doing all these new movies that I felt a vibe for that I can do, and they not picking me. So I was just like, man, for me to show the industry, I guess, that I can really be a leading man, I'm going to write my own movie. I'm going to star in that motherfucker. and we're gonna see where it goes. So I just felt like to add that to my caliber. I can write, I can do it. I feel like anybody's talented enough to do anything. Put your mind to it, and that's where it just happened. It was as simple as that. I feel like you got to be a go getter. You gotta make your opportunity happen, or it probably won't happen.
What would you say you've learned as far as trial and error when it comes to making films?
You're never doing it right, I guess. There's never a right way to do it. The way I was doing it, and my peers, they were just like, this needs improvement, But in my head, I'm like, no, this is the right way. I'm doing this right. This is the vision in my head. So there's going to be a lot of error, even like every time, because film is tricky, man. You're trying to appeal. You're trying to tell a story, so you don't want any loopholes. You don't want to miss anything. You want to go back and retract. So the trial and error comes from communication, miscommunication, not listening to people, and not being open to hearing new ideas. And that hindered me. To whereas now I feel like I'm ready to do I can do any film because I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to sit down and take on either if I have to take on a smaller role, even if I wrote the film, or taking on the bigger role, I'm ready to achieve the end goal because it's a team sport. So, man, them errors gonna come and you gonna hear it.
So what does that future look like as far as making new films or recreating old ideas? What would you like to see happen?
So, man, I would just like to I'm gonna let my scripts sit like wine. The old ones that I already did that were shorts, I do want to recreate them. All the new ones that I have, I'm gonna sit on them until the time is right. And I'll know when it's right because I have all the resources I need and all the publicity I guess I'll need. Because when you're doing a film, you really want it to go up. You really want to knock out them festivals and win them festivals, and you want an audience. And gaining an audience isn't easy. It takes time. So I let them things sit like wine, and until then, and I'll know what to do.
So I think like being in LA in general can be a lot of smoke and mirrors. And I like from my perspective, being here for a couple of years now, there's not a whole lot of glamour to the city like it was before I came here. But can you speak to, I guess, the importance of having like some other type of income that's different from what you hope to get while you're chasing your dreams? Because people live in fairy tale land. Like sometimes while they're in LA, they're living in fairy tale land, and then you got the person who is thinking about moving to LA. They're in a different fairy tale land to where like, where does reality set in?
Reality hits when you realize you ain't got no money. So when you realize you're getting older and you're not really I don't want to say thriving in your career, but when you're getting older and things just ain't just popping financially. You know what I'm saying? So that's when reality hit. LA is a place where dreams can happen. But you have to have a balance of, okay, I'm chasing this dream, but I can still pay my bills. Because I was stuck on watching all these YouTube videos about the law of attraction and all these things and just putting 100% into your dream and going extremely hard and just focusing on that. You get in la la land. Just like you said, you become imbecile to the real reality of what's happening before you because you realize, man, I'm focusing on this dream solely. I'm getting it. I'm getting to it. I'm doing everything I can. Auditions, landing some, not landing some, but I'm not at this job, so I'm wondering how I'm going to eat when I get home. I'm not at this job, so I'm wondering, damn, am I going to pay this bill this month? Because you are not going to be booked every day. It won't happen. You can get to a level where you're booked, let's say, like, a couple times a month where you can pay the bills, but that shit will slow down. You need some money. You need to have money backed up for you. And that's what that job will do. I used to think the job took me away from the dream when that's not the case. It's actually helping you get towards that dream. You just got to sit down and make that money. You don't even know being out in LA working a regular job, you could be meeting so many celebrities, all types of people that could change your life. So everything is a motherfucking step towards the dream, I feel like. So don't live in la la land. Don't come out here thinking that this shit is sweet. Come out here with a solid plan and start off with a job, and it'll lead you the way. Come out here for the job, and it'll lead you to the right bookings, right this, because everybody here does something. Somebody you working with gonna be like, oh no, I know what you should do. You should submit on LA Casting, or you should do this Actors Access, or you should go get a class on how to act and all that good stuff. So nah, don't be in La La Land out here. You're gonna end up on the streets. For real, firsthand.
So I noticed that somewhere in all this dream chasing, you've just been making a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
What's that been like?
Music, man. That's growing up, I always wanted to do music. I love James Brown. I love old school music. I love all my new generation artists. But music is something that, like, if you can't do it, you can't fucking do it. So when I wasn't really too good at it, I was just like, oh, this ain't right. I ain't doing this. But over time, as I'm acting, as I'm modeling, I started doing music. I started learning the craft, started listening on how to do it and studying the music, how to make beats, how to bar count, how to even rap for real, like how to do it all. And I found a love for it, like how I found a love for basketball. And music isn't something that it's out. I'm looking for an audience because I just started. I'm only 2 years in, and every day I'm getting better. But I figured out that I don't really even do it for the audience or try to do it for the people. I do it because I love doing it. I'm having fun making music. So at the same time, with all the filmmaking, modeling, and all this shit, I'm over here really at home making music, producing music, figuring out my vocals, and really just like, I think it's the most powerful motherfucking thing in entertainment. So I love music, man. Music is, I think, the key to like happiness sometimes. So that's cool.
How much music do you have out right now that's just anybody can listen to it?
But I had an album called Shrooms and Cartoons. Shrooms and Cartoons. I dropped that April 4th, 2021. And as it is coming, or 2022, and the new year is coming, so I'm going to have another project that I produced, and it's going to drop January 1st. So I got, producing beats wise, I got hundreds of beats. Song wise, I got like 50 records that I've done. Some of them that won't be heard ever. Some of them that are going to be on the new album. But, it's a fun thing just to be sitting on music that you're just like, I can't wait to show people this, or I just can't wait to listen to it myself. Mm-hmm.
What's it been like just choosing like how you want to distribute that to DSPs? Like, was that easy, or is that something you also had to kind of learn, like, where can I upload this? Where is it going to give me, like, I guess the highest percentage of the money that I would make from these songs? Because it all costs, right? Like,
it does.
If you put money on something like DistroKid, like, they still get a percentage of something, right?
It's gonna cost every time to release anything, a single. It's gonna cost. So the only thing that doesn't cost is SoundCloud. But if you want your shit on Tidal, Apple Music, all that, I go through TuneCore. Use TuneCore. TuneCore is dope. I think $30 you can motherfucking drop an album. And like I want to say like $9 you can drop a single. And it'll be on all streaming services. But I'm going to be real, there's not that much money in streams unless your shit is really going dumb diddy. Like you're at the top highest level, like these guys who they could drop something and they got 1 million streams and within however long. They're not going to pay you that much money. So with music, you really can't be thinking about the bread. You are a business, but I feel like working on the craft is going to bring you the best business you can get. Networking, all that good shit, because there is no money. I drop a song on YouTube right now. I feel like it's the best song I ever made, and it get like 50 views or something. It get 100 views. You ain't going to make no money like that. Focus on the craft. Focus on trying to get signed. That's what I'm on, trying to get a label. So when you release your next project or song, that you can get something jumping. And it's all the same methods. Just like with modeling, I'm submitting my music to every person, agency, management I can, and something gonna jump. So like, don't think about the bread. It ain't gonna happen like that. These people out here, these TikTokers, all these guys and all these people, girls too, that you seeing, they go viral one day and their shit's just going up. That didn't just happen like that. They've been putting in work. It takes a little minute to get that money. Don't think about money. Don't do that.
What do you think about? There's another artist. Her name's Ice Spice. I'm sure you've heard
The
of her
Munch
by
girl.
now. Yeah, but she. So I found out that she's been making music for at least 2 years now. But then now that something finally popped for her, she is upping her prices from like, I think it was like 4,000 to book a show, and now is 15. So she's like canceling all those old shows. And now it has to be 15.
I mean, this is my thing, man. 2 years in the game, she's been making music. Shit's blowing up right now. I see it. Everybody in the world sees it. It's going crazy. You just gotta have something else ready. You can't be munching it for years. You know what I'm saying? Look, you gonna be talking this Munch song. You gonna have to have something else ready because the people nowadays seem to get tired of shit quicker. They get tired of shit way quicker. So I'm just like, as long as she rides her train and she's consistently putting out more work, then she's good. There ain't nothing you can tell her, because she's on top of the world right now. All eyes are on her. And it's just like, what's next? You gonna have an album for the people, or you gonna have another single? You gotta follow up with something, or they just gonna say you a trend. You know what I mean? She gotta have something ready for them. So that's all. She dope though. She, you know what I mean? There ain't nothing. That nigga was feeling you, nothing much. Like it's in your head. It's very catchy. It's filthy.
So you have another album coming out this January, right?
Yes, sir.
What's that one like?
Man, that's just me. I've been crafting and listening to my girl and listening to a lot of people about what is sonically sound and what appeals to more people, and at the same time what appeals to me. So I feel like it's shit is like it's next level. It's level 2. That's what the album's called. I feel like I broke into a whole new mode, broke into a whole new doorway. That's what it felt like when I finally finished doing the work. It felt like I entered something, like a gate or something, a fucking door, and it said, "Oh, you just entered level 2 of this motherfucking game." And I feel like I can compete with these guys who are at the top level, at the highest level with this one. And and that's not the goal. I'm just very competitive. I feel like I'm ready to start elevating. Like this is the one that is going to do something for me and make a name for Jet, and people are going to be like, who is Jet Black off of this one? They going to know, like, this nigga is really, he's serious. He's not playing.
Well, I can't wait for it to drop. And I appreciate you for taking the time to do this interview.
Yes, sir. Yes,
it's
sir.
Been dope. Real quick, shout out where they can find you on all social medias.
Man, Instagram, I'm Jet Black. You know what I mean? YouTube, just type in Jet Black, Jet Black, Jet, anything Jet and Black. I'm going to pop up on this motherfucker. You're going to see me model photos, acting reels, music. I got it all. I'm just an all-around entertainer.
All right, then. There you have it. All right, then, Jet.
All right, y'all.